you let me straight to the fall. I'm broken, I'm still trying, skin and bone.
Today, we are talking about the Logan Paul versus CoffeeZilla drama. CoffeeZilla recently released a video exposing a scam that Logan Paul was involved in, and of course, it was an NFT scam. It was like NFT zoo, crypto zoo, whatever, and he exposed it, and Logan Paul was a part of it. And then Logan Paul responded, and I'm gonna give my unbiased opinion here. Logan Paul, he had like the worst response ever. Explained none of his own points. And I've also been liking Logan Paul a little bit recently because his run in WWE was actually pretty decent. But I don't know what this dude is on with his responses. A little bit more detail, basically, the Crypto Zoo. It was supposed to be mixed of a game and NFTs, where they would have custom art, you can hatch eggs, and that was all revealed to be a scam. CoffeeZilla will interview a bunch of people who got scammed, people who worked on the team, Logan Paul's manager, and then Logan Paul responded basically saying he's gonna sue him and said that he lied. And Logan Paul then also did another video on his podcast, but watching both sides, I should say. Listen, Logan responded with nothing. The biggest claim he said was that CoffeeZilla never tried to message him, which was proven to be false. And we're also not talking about like the December message, because that would technically be after the video, which Logan Paul would be in the right to be mad about, that his opinion wasn't asked for until after the whole thing was over. And if he was the only one not asked for his opinion, that is kind of messed up if you're going for a fair journalistic point of view. But apparently Logan Paul has blocked him on like several things, and he did message him over a year ago on Instagram. Those messages were shown, which, even if you think that's not the best way to message Logan Paul also has to know that he messaged his manager numerous times, which was shown that the manager read the messages. And that's kind of like the point of a manager. And the manager even appears in the video, and they did a whole call. So it's still, like, he could have put Logan on the phone. He could have told him to call back. Even if that's not on Logan Paul, it's on Logan Paul for having bad representation. And the whole thing with some people are debating that can he record the call without the manager knowing? But apparently in the state where CoffeeZilla lives, he technically can. You can debate if that's fair or not. Now, some of the other things that Logan Paul tried saying was that they were made by artists, which he didn't prove. Meanwhile, CoffeeZilla had some evidence that it was stock photos. And maybe that stock photos being edited, because the whole thing with the Crypto Zoo is that you can combine animals. So maybe there was an artist, in quotation marks, technically editing the photos. That was never proven, and that should be very easy to prove. He will also say that CoffeeZilla was very, like, speculatory, stuff like that. They were just more, like, he's basically saying he's not a good journalist or anything like that. And even said that he tried to be a police officer, but his work was too speculatory and he got kicked out, which doesn't even make sense. Besides the point that CoffeeZilla proved that he never tried to be a police officer, this also just makes no sense, because you can't get kicked out from being a police officer for that. Most of Police Officer Academy was like proving you are like physically capable of being a police officer. Unless he was like trying to be detective or some shit like that, I don't know. But he also tried saying that CoffeeZilla interviewed a scammer and tried using him as one of the people who've been scammed, which is kind of like, you know what, Logan? That is fair. If the guy got scammed or not, he has scammed people too, so it's kind of like he might be lying. But that doesn't take away from the other people. He tried saying that CoffeeZilla was like milking it or some shit like that, which I disagree with. But I will give Logan Paul this one, that yeah, you probably shouldn't have interviewed that person. But Logan Paul also pointed out that CoffeeZilla interviewed 2 or 3 criminals, which you would then give to Logan Paul. If the criminals weren't actually employees of this team, meaning they weren't just criminals, they were people hired by Logan Paul to be on the Crypto Zoo team. Meaning, Logan, you keep calling them criminals, that just makes you look bad. The criminal history does not matter in CoffeeZilla's case, because CoffeeZilla is interviewing them not based on their history and being scammed themselves, they're being interviewed as employees, meaning their criminal history only makes you look bad, because you hired them. If you knew this, why would you hire them? And Logan Paul kept pointing out the big aspect of it, that he didn't sell any of his things. CoffeeZilla even pointed it out. He said that like so many times, which is like, yeah, CoffeeZilla did point it out, because CoffeeZilla was being fair. I'm not even a fan of CoffeeZilla. I have never watched a CoffeeZilla video before this. But if you want to do more research yourself, go watch both videos. In my point of view, unless Logan Paul pulls something out that he has yet to show, CoffeeZilla is fully in the right here. And Logan Paul suing him is just outright stupid and trying to abuse that he has more money to kind of impact CoffeeZilla. And I think that's kind of stupid. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Birdime. Make sure you have a good night.
I'm done with hitting your wall. Short notice, I just gotta let you know. You led me straight to the fall. I'm broken, I'm still trying, skin and bone.